Hello, I'm Pat Kistler and I represent the Carpinteria Valley Chamber of Commerce. It is with my pleasure that we introduce Jennifer Foster, who is going to be accepting an award this year for Educator of the Year. We're delighted to have her with us. She certainly does deserve this award, and we're going to talk a little bit about what is behind the fine work that she's been doing all these years. Jennifer, why did you decide to become a teacher?
I really had a hard time in school. So I was an RSP student, so I had some learning difficulties. And I really wanted to help students that also have learning problems and help them be more excited about school. So that's really why I got into education.
And over the years, and I know that you've been teaching quite a few years. How many years?
20 years. This is my 20th year.
That's wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
I know that you've got students out there in the big world that are doing very, very well. And I'd like to know a little bit about your background in education. How did you prepare for this particular position?
Well, I went to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. I majored in mathematics and physical science. So I was a double major. Got a bachelor's degree in both. I then did my student teaching, got my teaching credential in single subject in math and science, and then I got my master's degree in education from Cal Poly also.
Great.
And then I interviewed in Carpinteria, loved the small school, loved the community, and I took the position.
How could you not?
No,
right?
I know, it's beautiful.
I'm so happy that you're here, and I'm so happy that you received this award. You're much deserved. Tell me a little bit about how your day goes. I mean, I know that you have kind of a routine, but I know you do a lot of special things on the side to prepare for that.
Well, I teach an extra period for students who have math is challenging for them. So I have a 0 period class that starts at 7:30 in the morning. So I arrive very early to help prepare for them to come up with lessons that are more exciting for them to do math, because I know some people think math can be a little dry, although I love math. But so I do that, and we do lots of hands-on science in 6th grade, and we do set up all the labs as a part of the Science Matters program through partnerships with different teachers in Santa Barbara. And we develop some really neat hands-on lessons. And so we got to make sure we prepare for that also.
That's great.
So
that's just, getting there early. This is a very typical thing with a very dedicated teacher. One of the things I'd like to ask you before we leave this interview is what do you think is coming up in your future? You've been teaching 20 years. Are you going to change the grade level? Do you want to change anything you're doing? Or what would you like to do? If you had the money to do it, what would you like to do?
what would I like to do? I love middle school students, which is very shocking.
It is shocking.
You tell people that you teach middle school, and you're like, oh my gosh, but it's fun. I love the middle school. I love our teachers that we teach with. They are absolutely fabulous, every single one of them. They really want to do what's best for the children of Carpinteria. I don't see me going on. I think I really like being a classroom teacher. I like the one-on-one contact with the students. I really like 6th grades. They're really fun. They do change. I have students coming back now, and they're like, oh, I had you in 6th grade. And I'm like, oh, yeah. And they're adults, and it's just fabulous.
That's wonderful. And
I think I just want to keep doing what we're doing in 6th grade. And we do these really cool family nights. We have Egypt night coming up next week. And it brings the parents in to see what we're doing. And I think that's really important, to keep the parents involved in their child's education, because it's really a partnership. So I just want to keep doing what I'm doing.
We're very lucky to have you in our community, and we're very lucky to have you as a teacher. And
Thank
we're
you.
blessed. And we just want to wish you the very best in your future. And get out there, keep teaching, and do what you like in this life.
I will.
Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you.
Hello there, I'm Pat Kistler and I represent the Carpinteria Valley Chamber of Commerce. This is a special time of the year where we award our community's volunteers and also folks out there that have done an extraordinary job for the community in some way. We will be having our awards banquet on the 25th of January, and we're here with Lori Collins, who is one of the selections for Teacher of the Year or Educator of the Year. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice meeting you too, pleasure.
Tell me a little bit about what made you make that big decision to go from the corporate world into teaching, because I read about that in your bio.
Oh, wow. Well, thanks for asking that. It took 8 years, and I used to work for a big corporation, and part of my job was training. And I started to notice I love that part, and I love the part of connecting with the employees and with the people. I was an HR representative on the Central Coast, and I love this area, but I just love the training aspect. And so I started volunteering with youth in rock climbing, backpacking, hiking with a youth education group, and then also in classrooms to see if I wanted to be in the classroom. But it took
Right.
8 years to make that leap.
It would be tough. It would be tough to give up such a great job where you had the mobility to do kind of what you want and then all of a sudden make a decision to go into a classroom. And I know that you took some education training here locally and just jumped right in. What grade level did you feel that you fit the most?
The grade I'm actually at, 4th and 5th grade.
Good.
I love 4th and 5th grade. They still hug you, they want to learn, and they haven't gone into that teenager part of their world yet, and I love and adore them, yeah.
What does your family think about all these change in your life?
Oh my goodness. When I told my father I was quitting my corporate job, he cried. Because what you did, he worked for a company for 30-something years.
Right, so you stayed with the company.
Right, and that's what you did. And I've always been inspired by my father. And you work hard, you play hard, you show up, you be your best.
Right.
And I said, Dad, you got to trust because it's always worked out. And I was scared, but I just kind of had to put faith and have courage and just really realize I was going to be taken care of. And because I did that, I hoped that I could be there for other people.
And how do you feel now after you made the decision?
I tell this to people all the time. I'm so blessed.
Oh.
My work is not work. It's my passion. And I feel like I'm so fortunate I found a purpose in my life.
That's
and
great.
Not just working with kids, but being part of a community as a whole. And I feel really blessed to have been part of something, to create something new here in Carpinteria. Yeah.
And I noticed that you really like to bring parents and families into the picture. Talk to me a little bit about how you do that.
How I do that, how we do that. It's not just me, it's a we. And, everyone has a gift and a talent. And I think everyone wants to be loved, valued, and heard. And we have, again, like that purpose. And I just connect with people. And that's just something that's a part of me. And I just kind of move, and I'm going to say it's like in a place of love. Like I just think that we're all here to be our best and to help people be our best.
Great.
And I see that in others.
That's great. So what are you looking down the road? And you were always looking down the road because today you came all the way on your bike.
Yep.
This is great.
Yeah.
I love it. She's talking the talk and walking the walk.
Riding the bike. Yep.
And riding the bike. So tell me a little bit about what you see down the road.
Well, it's actually not just me. What part of being a community school is it's the parents, the families, it's the administration, it's the staff, and we're actually going through our visioning process right now with Just Communities. We met yesterday, and there's a lot of things on our vision boards regarding building community and perhaps growing the school in a way to be of more value to more people in the community, or maybe just how to go deeper too. And we really want to be more of service in the community, and we have an environmental aspect to our community, and how can we be more of service in the environment and for people in our community. So that's something I'm hearing in the visioning boards.
Yep.
But again, it's not me, it's the we. And so we're all we're doing that together. Yeah.
So if you had any other thing that you could absolutely wish that you could do with your students or with future students, what would be the pinnacle? What would be the pinnacle?
Oh my gosh.
How you like that one?
Okay, so dream board, right?
Dream
okay.
board, right.
I'm actually going to say this, but we would love to have our own campus.
Right.
For many reasons, with an organic garden perhaps, and solar energy, and a sustainable campus. So sustainable economically, sustainable educationally, and sustainable for the kids, because part of our school is filling up the toolkit of social, emotional, and academic tools so that they can go out and be inspired to be their best, to actually show up in the world and be of service. And how are they going to participate? Because I tell them, I said, your job's to save the world. So part of that, with that, there may be things that we don't know what could, there's positives that could happen from that, and there could be other, ramifications. But that's kind of a dream down the line. I've been teaching, this is my 11th year, and I anticipate teaching at least another 20, 30, as long as I can keep riding my bike and get to school.
That's great.
But yeah, that's kind of a vision I'm hearing, and I think it would help us to grow as a community also.
Rarely do we see someone from the corporate world come in and fit so well. But it looks to me as if that vision was there all along. It's just that you needed to kind of dig around and find it. And we're just so happy that you're with us.
Thank you,
And
Pat.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
So, for to be chosen by your peers, that's the pinnacle, really.
I feel really blessed. It's not just me. I feel like it's everybody. Because of everyone around me, I get to shine, and because I get to shine my light, others get to shine their light.
Oh,
So
I like
I can't
that.
take credit. It's
Little
everybody.
light. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank
with
you,
us.
Pat. My pleasure.
And
It's nice meeting
I hope
you.
to see you at the banquet.
Absolutely.
And we will all be there all dressed up, but we'll all know what work you've done through this video. So thank you so much for coming
Oh,
today.
thank you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you. All right.
Okay, Pat Kistler here. I represent the Carpinteria Valley Chamber of Commerce, and to celebrate our volunteers in the community and those that work for the betterment of the community, we have an event coming up on the 25th of January, the Community Awards Banquet. And during that time, we celebrate by honoring several businesses and also people in the community that have gone above and beyond the call of duty. Today, we are interviewing Newsill, who was selected as the Large Business of the Year for 2013. And I'm going to let you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about when the company started.
Very good. Hi, my name is Brian Nash. I'm the Vice President of Marketing and Sales at Newsill. The company was founded actually in 1979 in the industrial park over off of Mark Avenue. And since 1975, we've existed here in the Carpinteria Valley in the same industrial park. So we have 7 buildings and over 300 employees here within the Carpinteria Valley.
Well, I understand that you're not just a company that works here. You're a company that really takes into the community and does things in the community. Tell us a little bit about that kind of a program that you do with your employees.
Great. Yes, we not only just work here, we live here. And we believe to be stewards of the environment, stewards of our community, stewards of the entire Carpinteria Valley. Some of the things we've done in the past, well, we donated to the purchase of the Bluffs property, and we've we donated to the community pool and to the emergency response vehicle. We tend to go for bigger projects that have the biggest impact with the community, that reach the most people.
That's great. And one of the things I love is your crew shows up at Avo Fest.
Yeah, we do.
Have you been pouring beer at the Avo Fest also?
Yes, and ringing the bell.
Okay,
Yep.
good. That's good.
Yes,
good.
in fact, we actually implemented some lean manufacturing processes in our last one, and we're very efficient. We took manufacturing to a new level for pouring beer.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I have to hear about that. We have a few brewers around that might want to hear about that.
Well, this is all about the transaction.
Oh,
we
the
made
transaction.
it so that we could get them in and out,
Oh.
and make money for a great
Well, I'll
cause.
tell you, this year was a bounty year, so it must have worked.
Yep.
Okay. Tell us a little bit more about how the company started and what your mission is.
Great. Well, it's a really long story, and I don't think we can cover it all in a very short interview, but the company was founded in 1979 by a gentleman by the name of Del Petratus, who's now passed away, and Dick Compton, who's our chairman of the board. And our sole purpose is to make customized silicone materials for a number of industries, including the medical device, aerospace and defense, and electronics industry. We are a niche company in a big pond, and so we've really set out all along to be the solutions provider. And so our products are on pacemakers, intraocular lenses, hydrocephalus shunts. We touch a lot of people around the globe.
A lot of people wouldn't realize that because you're kind of like quiet and you do your job and we don't know you're there.
Yep.
But we do know your employees are here.
Yep.
And we do know that they're highly involved in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit more about why you decided just to stay in Carpinteria? Why Carpinteria? I mean, you could have a company any place.
That's true, but look at it outside. I have a little quote I use, and our customers always say, well, how can you concentrate and work all day long? It's waiting for me when I'm done.
That's great.
And where else can you go in the world? We have customers come here from all over the globe. They come to our conference room, they look out, they see the ocean and the mountains, and they just are, they say you're blessed, and we are. We're blessed to be here. Now, we do have facilities in Bakersfield, and we do have a facility in Dallas, Texas, and in the south of France, because, frankly, we're out of space in Carpinteria to expand. And so we had to go elsewhere to expand the business, but the corporate headquarters and the core part of the business remains in Carpinteria.
Well, we're glad to have you. You're doing a great job. Tell us a little bit about what you see down the future. Will your corporate area still be here, and are you going to be expanding even more on the outside?
Yes, corporate headquarters will always be here. Some manufacturing will will always remain in Bakersfield and Texas. We are not looking at expanding into, let's say, Asia, for example. Labor is not the issue. It's really about having high quality, talented people with a high education level.
Right.
And that's really what we need to have. This isn't like we're sewing clothes together. So we're doing chemistry, we're doing formulations, we're working with the FDA, we're working with regulatory bodies. We need the population pool of talent. And so Carpinteria is perfectly positioned between the Ventura County and obviously all the way up to Goleta. We kind of see ourselves as the glue that holds the two sides together because you can meet right here. So yeah, we plan on staying around.
That's great. We want you to stay around.
No, we're not going anywhere.
You're doing a heck of a job. We're so proud of you and so proud of what your company does. And to have you in our community is a real plus for us. And we thank you very much for what you do, and please stay around. We love your employees too. They're highly involved in our community.
Yes,
and we really appreciate it.
Well, we
very
appreciate
much.
that really warms my heart. And just to close, we've stayed kind of under the radar intentionally. It's not because we're not proud of ourselves, but we felt like it's time for our employees, for the company to kind of come out and say, hey, here's who we are. So come to the soiree that's coming up weekend, and I'm going to give a presentation on all the different kinds of devices that our materials are used on and how many people we touch around the globe.
We want to hear it.
Okay,
We're
great.
ready for it, and we'll see you then.
See you then.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Hello, I'm Pat Kistler, and I represent the Carpinteria Valley Chamber of Commerce. And I want to be here to tell you that we have a very special event coming up on the 25th of January, and that is the Community Awards Banquet. During that time, we interview and we also honor people in our community who have gone well beyond the call of duty to serve our community. We also give an award to what we call the Junior Carpinterian of the Year. And we have one of the finalists sitting with me today, and I'm going to interview him and hear a little bit about his story, and I'll let him introduce himself.
Yes. Hello, my name is Matthew Rodman. I am a senior at Cate School. I am 18, applying to colleges. I really love acting, science, chemistry. I'm hoping to major in that when I go to college, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity.
Well, we're really, really happy to have you. And I want to talk to you a little bit about what brought you to Cate School and what kind of, who in your family or who do you know that kind of set your mind to just do anything and everything you could be?
Yes. All right. So when I was in seventh grade, I was talking with one of my friends in middle school, and I said, "Where are you going to high school?" And he said, "Oh, well, I'm going to Cate." And so I hadn't heard of Cate, and so he began to tell me a little bit about it. And as he told me more and more about it, I just found out so much that I loved, and it seemed like a really great place for me. And then I eventually got to tour, and upon touring, it was a beautiful campus, and the people there really seemed to care about people around them. And I'd be walking around, and students would be saying hello to me, and the teachers would all be introducing themselves, and it just seemed like a really great community and a great place that I could call home. And in addition, I could tell it was a very strong academic school, and I knew it was a really great place.
Well, you really made out like a champ, so they say, because it is a great school, and we're really proud to have you here as a candidate. and I wish you well. But I kind of want to go back a little bit and talk about your chemistry and math, and that's really where you excel.
Yeah.
And from the information that we received, you really are an excellent student. And also to talk a little bit about your caring qualities and what you like to do for others. So let's start with the mathematics and chemistry and things that you do. What's going on there, and maybe what are you going to be doing with that?
Well, thank you. Last year I began my interest in chemistry and biology and the fusion of the two when I took my advanced placement chemistry course and my honors biology course. And I treated my AP chemistry course like it was a college course, because that's essentially what APs are for. And so I would devote myself to really understanding the concepts. And the more that I learned about chemistry, the more I was enticed, because the way that the chemistry works and the biology works and the way that you put them together explains how the impossible is made possible, and how our human bodies, from the cells to the tissues to the organs and the organ systems, all of it should be impossible, but chemistry and biology and the way that they interact and collide, those help explain why they all work.
Pretty magnificent.
Yes.
What a system, right?
Yeah.
So what do you expect, or what are you thinking about doing after you leave Kate and you're on down the road? What are you thinking about?
Well, I'm really hoping to go into medicine of some sort. I am aware that when people are applying to colleges, a lot of people say they want to go in like on a pre-med track and then
Right.
end up changing their mind. So I'm keeping a very open mind, but I do think that wherever I want to go, or wherever I end up going, it will be something with science, and hopefully maybe pharmaceuticals or something. I need to explore more of the areas of science to know for
Right.
sure.
And what in your mind, though, do you feel needs to be done in the field of science and medicine that you'd like to see happen?
I'd really love to be a part of making the advancements for the cures or treatments of certain diseases, and be able to help people who are sick and help them to get better, especially in situations where right now there aren't cures, there aren't treatments. And so studying maybe with stem cells, or trying to figure out ways to create cures or something that can help make the people better, treatments, I should say, because I think that it would be a really beneficial thing for just society as a whole, and it's something that doesn't just impact me, it impacts everybody that I get to touch in that way.
We need people like you out there. Tell me a little bit more about what you like to do when you're not studying and doing chemistry and stuff. What's your passion, and what do you like to do?
Well, I really love acting, and yes, there are
that's
lots
great.
of things. Yeah. And I've actually been in a few productions at Kate, and actually ever since the spring of my sophomore year, I've been involved with all the official productions, and we're gearing up for the spring production at Kate right now, which is Man of La Mancha.
When is that going to be running?
That'll be in April,
Oh,
so
cool.
around April
Okay.
25th or something like that. And so I'm really excited about that. Auditions are coming up, and that'll be a lot of fun. And in addition to that, because we only have 2 productions each year, I also am the head of the improvisation club on campus, which we call Pandemonium with an A, because it's pandas, and it's just a lot of fun, but it's kind of like the controlled chaos, but a lot of getting people's creativity out, because at a place that's so academically rigorous, it's good to have a place to work on your creative juices also,
That's
and
great.
to help that thrive.
And what about sports? Have you ever taken that path?
Yes, I actually, for my freshman and sophomore years, I was involved with soccer and volleyball a lot, but recently about a year ago, I began having knee problems, and so that was difficult for my knees playing volleyball, because a lot of the stuff that you do involves squatting or bending your knees, and so I had to give that up, and I'm still currently working on getting my knees better, and I've been seeing physical therapists, and I'm getting closer and closer to recovery.
Well,
which makes
great,
me happy.
because you should be out there doing something fun
Yes.
like that, right? I bet you miss it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Anything that you need to tell us about what's going on at Kate? What makes Kate, now that you're there, because you told us about when you went and how nice it was and everything. What's going on at Kate that makes it such a special place?
one of the things that people talk about the most when they talk about Kate School is the community feel of it and how it really is like a home. And so the way that I've been able to give back to that is that I am a prefect in a dorm this year. And so a prefect is a senior who's selected by the dorm faculty to help the new students kind of adjust to living at Kate, as well with the freshman prefects.
Right.
And so I'm living in a dorm with 38 freshmen and sophomore
Wow.
boys. Yeah. And it's just so much fun, and they have so much energy, and they look at Kate in a new and different way than anybody else has because they haven't been there for a while. And so I love getting to know them better, and I go into Carp with them on the weekends, and we'll go to the beach or go to lunch or grab coffee, and then we'll come back to Kate, and on the weekend nights I'll usually show movies in my room, and so it's just kind of the feeling that Kate is in itself a family and a home for everybody.
It's a home. And by having someone like you, they have someone they can turn to if they have a problem, and you can
Yes.
take it where it needs to go. So,
Yes.
well, we congratulate you for being chosen as one of the finalists.
Thank you.
We wish you every bit of luck in the world, and I hope to see you. Are you bringing your family to the event on the 25th?
Yes, I am.
All right, we'll be meeting them also. And I thank you so much for such a great interview. You did a great job.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
No problem. Thank you. Hi, I'm Pat Kistler, and I'm representing the Carpinteria Valley Chamber of Commerce, and we are talking to Viviana Morales. And she is one of our finalists for the Junior Carpinterian Award, which is going to be given out on the evening of January 25th at our Community Awards Banquet. And we're very delighted to have her here, and we're going to be asking her a few questions, and we're hoping you enjoy the interview. Viviana, tell me about volleyball.
Volleyball. Well, volleyball is my passion. I actually played in the Girls Inc. team, so that's where my passion kind of grew. I never thought I'd be the person that said I had a favorite sport. I've never been very athletic, but I can finally say I have a passion, and playing in volleyball for the high school team has actually developed me into a leader and gave me like confidence. It helped me develop confidence.
That's wonderful. That's why I went with that first off, because I knew you loved it.
Yes.
And I know you're an excellent student. You placed very high in your class this year as a senior. And I want you to tell us a little bit about what studies you really love and what you're looking forward to in college.
Well, the class I really love this year, I have two. It would have to be political science. I'm interested in going and studying political science while in college. And I interned over the summer for the county supervisor. So I really enjoy learning about policy, and I love learning about government in general. But I also love culinary arts because it's so different to my other classes. I have such a rigorous schedule, and then culinary arts is kind of my
It's creative.
Yeah, it's creative, my period where I get to use a different part of my brain, I guess you can say, and explore different things. And
different tastes.
Exactly.
Some of the things I think you'd bring home, they'd say, you did what?
Yeah.
What did you mix with what?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And what about college? What are you thinking? What are you thinking on down the line? Where would you like to go?
Well, I'd really like to go to UC Berkeley. It's one of my top colleges, and my long shot colleges would be like Stanford or Harvard. But I just really want to experience college, and since I am the first in my family, I just want to live my life to the fullest and really enjoy my college experience. So I'm planning on getting involved, joining intramural sports, joining clubs. I definitely want to study abroad because I've never been out of Carpinteria or California, let alone. And so I just want to take advantage of every opportunity like a college has to offer for me.
Good for you. That's great. It's a great way to look at it. And it doesn't really make any difference what it ends up being. You can make the best out of it, right?
Yes.
Because I can tell that you really can. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on with your grades and your AP classes. Some folks don't know what an AP class is. Maybe you can explain a little bit.
Well, AP classes are classes where it's kind of college material and you're being taught at a college level. And at the end, there's an AP test, an advanced placement test. So if you pass with a 3 or better, some colleges will actually give you credit for that class while in college, so you won't have to take it in college again.
Right.
And they're actually pretty different to high school courses. It's pretty much it's a really rigorous course, any course that you take in AP. And there's a lot of work, and you have to really put in a lot of time and effort into it. You can't just say, I'm taking an AP class because I wanted to look good on my transcripts. It's like you have to, if you want to take an AP class, you have to try hard. You actually, your goal is
You
to
have to
pass
get a
the
good
AP
grade.
test. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they're really rigorous, but they can be fun. You just have to make the best out of
Well,
it.
you've done very well. You did make the best of it, as
Yeah,
far
I
as we're
tried to.
concerned. Tell us about your family. Who in your family, if you had someone that you could name that has really been inspirational, has really said you can do this, you can do well, has encouraged you, who would that be, and why did that happen?
In my family,
Mm-hmm.
it'd probably be my younger sister. I think she's my motivation. I want to be the best example I can be for her. She always looks up to me and looks at everything I do. She's a year younger, so we're at that competitive level. We can be competitive with each other, but she really pushes me in. Sometimes she sees that I get stressed or I get frustrated with my work, but she always tells me, you can do it. You've done it once. You can keep doing it again. Just ask questions. We're both avid students, so we both understand, and we both understand our own different way of communication, but she's really my motivation.
That's wonderful. And what about on down the road? I know that you're looking at political science, but can you see an application to maybe a career? What do you imagine yourself after college? Can you look down the road and kind of see how that would fit into something that you could do?
Well, I know I really want to work for a politician, maybe like a governor or something around that area. And if not, I'm probably interested in going into being advocating for laws, or I forgot what that word is, and we just learned it in poli-sci. But it's where you advocate for laws and you try to convince your governor or convince your prominent leaders in your community to do something for a certain policy, or try to change policy. Yeah, try to make a change.
Right.
So I can see myself in any kind of policy government area, but I really want to work for a governor or an important person.
Well, that's great. I think you set your limits high and you get them.
Yeah.
You go there, right? So is there anything else you want to say about this process that you've been through? Was it fair? Did you feel comfortable with it?
The process of
Applying to be junior carpinterian and everything. I mean, how did you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm just really grateful for this opportunity. I know it's a scholarship, and I just want to make my college dreams a reality. My parents didn't have the opportunity to go to college, so I really want to take that advantage of education, and just taking advantages of all the opportunities Carpinterian has had for me, I guess, has led me here to being a finalist in the Junior Carpinterian. So I'm just grateful, and whatever happens, it happens for a reason, and I'm just grateful I have this opportunity.
Well, thank you, Viviana. We really
Thank
appreciate
you.
you coming in and speaking with us, and we wish you all the luck. We'll see you on the 25th
Okay.
at the banquet. I'll be there. You'll see me.
Okay.
And we just appreciate you coming in and interviewing for us.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Pat Kistler, and I'm here representing the Carpinteria Valley Chamber of Commerce to tell you about our upcoming awards banquet, which is January the 25th. And during that banquet, we celebrate all the people in Carpinteria that have gone way beyond the call of duty to do something special in our community. We also have 3 wonderful students. They are called Junior Carpinterians, and we pick one student to be the Junior Carpinterian of the Year. And I would like to introduce Molly Miller, who is one of the finalists for that award. Molly, welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're happy to have you, and we're very, very excited for you, and we wish you the best at the competition.
Thank you.
Down to 3.
Down to 3.
We're down to 3. Tell us a little bit more about your time in Carpinteria High. I know you're a very high achieving student, but you also love cheerleading, and you also donate a lot of time to the, is it Boys and Girls Club?
Yes, as well as the Future Farmers of America.
Future Farmers of America. So let's start with the cheerleading. Tell me about it.
Well, I've been a cheerleader for 4 years. I'm actually our varsity cheer captain this year. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. I was a 2-time All-American, and I was also
Wonderful.
a national finalist on our competition team last year.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. We've always gone to nationals, and I'm really proud of that team.
That's good.
And also, I've been involved in the Future Farmers of America, which has honestly impacted my life the most because I want to study agriculture. I've actually been already accepted to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo.
Already?
Yes.
Oh,
So-
congratulations. What a wonderful school.
Yeah, thank you.
That's
and I'm
good.
really excited about it. I've been involved in Carpinteria for a really long time. I do a lot of work with Boys and Girls Club. We do canned food drives. Actually, on I believe the 10th, I'm going to be putting on a floral design class at Carpinteria High
Wow.
School
How
that we're going to
nice.
be able to welcome the community to.
Oh, well, great. You get that information out to the media.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. Tell us a little bit about family. Who in your family would you say would be the most important mentor for you to push you along and get you to go for the gold?
I actually grew up with 2 different households, so that was kind of difficult, but my mom's definitely always been my rock. She's always stood behind me and
That's
really
great.
supported me through everything.
That's great. And you love, what do you love in your sports also? You play volleyball?
No, I've done track and field.
Track and field, excuse me, that's
Yes,
right.
track and field, FFA, mock trial. I'm the president of mock trial. I'm also class rank 1 currently
Yes, you
for
are.
Carpinteria High School.
That's wonderful.
That makes me very excited. I've
That's
worked for
great.
it a lot. So
That's why Cal Poly grabbed you up right away.
absolutely. I remember junior year I was doing a public speaking contest actually up north, and one of the doctors of agriculture came up to me and handed me his card and said, "We'd really be interested in seeing you at Cal Poly." So that's how I ended
That's
there.
something that you grab and you go with that,
Absolutely,
right? That's great.
absolutely.
Well, congratulations.
Thank
It's nice
you.
to know that you've been accepted and you can look forward to where you're going to be next year.
Yeah,
So
I'm really excited.
that's
It's a great
great.
school.
And what are you looking forward to academically? What would you like to do, to study, to be?
Like I said, I want to be involved in agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going into agricultural sciences right now,
Mm-hmm.
and am thinking about becoming an agriculture teacher because the FFA and agriculture education at our high school has impacted me so much.
That's
and
great.
it's made a really great impression on my life, and I'd like to leave that impression on other people.
That's
Another
good.
reason that I really like San Luis Obispo is it's kind of small, just
Mm-hmm.
like Carpinteria, so it's not going to be huge culture shock.
No, it
it'll be
isn't.
It'll be different.
It'll
but
be different.
It'll be
A little
different.
harder.
Yeah,
but
absolutely,
It'll be
but
wonderful.
yeah, it'll
That's
be
a great
great.
school. And tell me a little bit about your cheerleading. I know you've been to the nationals and you've done all that, but tell me about your friends that you've developed over the years with your cheerleading. Because I had a daughter who was a cheerleader, and she still, after college, has her lifelong friends. So I'm sure you have a few.
Yeah, I mean, there's always been girls that I've grown up with from kindergarten that are still on the cheer squad with me,
great.
and it's cool how Carpinteria you can always kind of stay with those people that you've always been with.
And how many children do you have in your family altogether?
It's just me from my mom, but my dad has 3 sons, but I don't live with them. But
so-
they're still my brothers.
That's great. That's great. And may I ask what you're going to live on campus? I assume you're not going to drive back and forth. So.
Yeah, I actually finished my housing application yesterday morning.
Well, that's good. Yay! Great.
Yeah, I'm all set up for it.
Oh,
I'm
that's
excited.
wonderful. Well, I was just so totally impressed with your academics, with your cheerleading, with your track and field. Is there anything I've missed? Is there a passion of yours that we have missed in all this?
I have a real big passion for leadership. I really enjoy being
Mm-hmm.
involved in leadership positions and being able to stand behind people. Often I do that with FFA, being president, mock
Mm-hmm.
trial, being president, being a cheer captain. I always put myself in leadership positions because I feel like I can leave a good impact on people.
That's good.
And that's what I've been involved a lot with community service.
Right. If you had to select an instructor that you've been with at Carpinteria High, who would you pick that was the most inspirational?
Without a doubt, it's going to be Mr. Avila. He's absolutely changed my life.
FFA.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And why?
It's hard to keep up with my energy, but he keeps up very well and sometimes exceeds.
He does.
Absolutely.
He does.
He has such a great energy and a good personality, and he really is there for the students more than I've ever experienced with anybody else. And I think it's great that he's able to expose kids that usually wouldn't be exposed to agriculture so much, because, I mean, growing up with a dad that fixes copiers and a mom that's in real estate, I don't know if I would have been choosing to become an agriculture teacher without Mr. Avila there.
Well, that's great. I'm hoping he sees this segment so that he can hear that. And if
I hope
he
so.
doesn't, he can get a little phone call from you,
Yeah,
right?
he already knows.
He-
I've told him so
Oh,
many
good,
times.
good.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful program. We're really happy to have it in Carpinteria. It's very, very important to this area, so
Yeah.
that's great. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Any thank yous to anyone?
Well, of course, I'd like to say thank you to you guys for considering me, and
You're
also
more than welcome.
I'd like to just thank everybody in Carpinteria who stood behind me and supported me throughout everything. And it's just good to have everything coming back. I've worked really hard for the past 4 years. Actually, I've worked harder for a long time, because I've been wanting it to pay off, and I can feel it. It's coming around, and it's really great. So
That's
it's
good.
always wonderful to have people that are just here to support me, and I'm always there to support them
It's a
too.
great town.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great town. And thank you so much for coming
Thank
in
you.
for the interview.
Absolutely.
And good luck.
Thank
On
you.
the 25th. Thank
I'm
you
excited.
very much.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Pat Kistler from the Carpinteria Valley Chamber of Commerce, sponsor of the upcoming January 25th Carpinteria Community Awards Banquet. During that banquet, we celebrate the people in our community who have done more than others, have gone beyond the call of duty. And two businesses were selected, and one of the business that was selected is the Curtis Studio of Dance. And we have with us Bonnie Curtis today, and we're going to interview her and talk to her a little bit about her business and how long it's been there and what a joy it's been for our community. Welcome.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
glad you're here.
Thank you.
Please tell us how far back this business goes. Maybe you can give us a little history.
I sure would. It was opened in 1973 by my mother, Mary Lou Curtis.
Wow.
And yeah,
And grown from there.
grown from there. I remember when we first opened it, I helped her a little bit. I wasn't full-time with her. And she did the job. And we would go each day like, oh, there's 25 now. Oh, there's 32 now, and so forth,
Built
until
it
it built.
from the beginning.
And, to carry through the story, now we have second generation.
Isn't that
So
wonderful?
it's 41 years,
How many students altogether?
around 200.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
wonderful
a lot
kids.
to take care of, and also to teach dance to
Yeah.
and to hit the road with and all that kind of stuff. And I
Yes.
know you do all of that.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about this passion of yours, because generally, mom and daughter sometimes don't go after each other. What just made you
Oh.
decide to do that?
Well, actually, my mom and I started performing together when I was 5.
Okay.
And we've been performing ever since until she was 80. We did our last piece that we did together on the Libero stage
Oh, wow.
during our recitals.
How exciting is that?
So we were partners in that
Yeah.
crime, if you will. We
That's
love dance together.
wonderful.
It's in the blood.
That's wonderful. And what is your special thing that you like to do the most? I mean, is it working with smaller children, older children? Tell me what really kind of makes your blood flow.
I'm going to honestly have to say all of the above.
Really?
Because the little ones are absolutely a joy. And I mean, I could write a book on some of the cute things that are said or done and watch them grow as they go along. And I just finished actually rehearsing this morning with my competition group, who are anywhere from 12 to 17. And that's a thrill. They've been with me since they were 3. So you see the whole program. And all along the way, I think that somewhere in the 1st and 2nd grade age, that sort of middle between the 2s and the teens, they just are sponges. They're totally learning
And they're
constantly.
listening.
To have that many 1st graders in a room and have them totally focused on something, and only because they're really having a good time,
That is excellent.
is pretty neat.
That's
Yeah.
great.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about what you're thinking about. I mean, you've been there for several years, your business is growing, the community adores you. You've got second and third coming generation
Yes.
dancers.
Yes.
But what are you thinking about on down the road? What would you like to see, or what do you focus on right now in the
Well,
future?
for me and for the school, I want the school to continue.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been, we have a wonderful staff, an incredible staff of dance educators, dedicated, talented women
Mm-hmm. Right.
and men.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be nice to know that I could turn that over eventually when I'm not dancing. I can't imagine not dancing, but
Not 80?
I
You're not
can't-
waiting till you're 80?
No. that the school will continue in the same program and the same type of teaching that that has always been offered.
Okay, Bonnie, and we know that you do a beautiful job with your dancers, and the community is just so supportive also. But I know you're a little modest, and you don't say exactly what you do, but I know you have other outreach that you do in the community. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Well, we do the parades, and of course, first Friday, we do a big performance, which is about an hour-and-a-half performance on Woolbrant Way. It's a lot of work, but the kids really love doing it, and their parents love it. It's at Christmas time, so the festivity of the whole
Sure.
thing is fabulous. We have things like, County O'Connor has its festival, let's say, so they always call us, and we're glad to do whatever comes up for anybody. We've brought the Nutcracker in, which is huge. We brought the
It is
Nutcracker into the city, and the purpose for the Nutcracker was, well, first of all, for my school to keep ballet alive, because ballet is going to make my dancers better in every way. But the fact is that a lot of people can't get to Santa Barbara. A lot of people can't pay $45 a ticket. And so bringing it and having Carpinteria have its own Nutcracker with local dancers is, one of our biggest, I think, efforts.
That's huge, and it went over real well, and I'd love to see it happen
very
every,
exciting,
every
yes.
holiday season. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about where your dancers and teachers come from. I mean, mostly how you get your teachers.
Okay, the teachers, they sort of fall into my life. I can't only explain that. I have a lot of friends in dance, and you just sort of find them.
Right.
I don't advertise. They've just sort of been word of mouth. Try this one, she's really good, or he's really fabulous, and so that's kind of how I've gotten my teachers. As far as the students go, I have students that go to, I think I counted it once, over 22 different schools. I have from at least Goleta all the way out to Santa Paula and
Wow.
Ojai and Oxnard area that come in to dance here.
That's a dedicated group of parents.
Yes, it is. It's the truth. It really is the truth.
It is. What is your passion right now? What would you like? I know you just finished doing the Nutcracker as your your encore performance. What would you like to see come up next, perhaps?
Well, our year is scheduled as certain times. Like right now, I'm totally focused into ordering and organizing our June show, which will be the annual concert, 41st annual concert.
Wow.
And so I'm right in the midst of ordering the costumes for that and picking out the songs and so forth. But right now also we are working on our competition corps. My competition corps competes in April at an international dance convention. Our competitions are also conventions. So the dancers go there and take class for 2 days and then compete at night. So we're rehearsing those things on Saturday. Saturday's my rehearsal day, like for Nutcracker, during the Nutcracker, and then after December it becomes competition time.
And when you do the competition, are you on the road with the students, and do parents go? How does that work?
Yes, we do have a lot of the parents go with us, and the convention that we have one that we attend, because otherwise we're really busy. So instead of doing a lot of different ones, expense-wise, first of all, and secondly, I like them to do the convention, that we go to the one in Los Angeles.
Good.
So it's traveling, but it's not like going a lot of different weekends.
Right.
And I do have parents that go; they love it.
Good.
And they help me with the girls. It's real fun. When we get ready to go to competition, everybody is in a dressing room and the hairspray is flying.
All right. Everything is all
It's a
spruced
fog.
up.
It's a fog of hairspray. It's really great.
That's great.
Yes.
Oh, is there anything that you really love about this that we haven't talked about? What is it that keeps you coming back every single day and opening up the door?
My kids,
The kids. Right. Okay.
my dancers.
They mean a lot to you.
A lot.
A lot. They're your kidlets.
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I have a lot of children.
Well, we appreciate as a community for you just being here.
Thank you.
And you know, I know there's days where you just feel like, you know, it's a long day and
Yeah.
you're tired, but just remember there's folks out there in this community that appreciate you so much and
you.
your talent so much
Thank you so
and
much.
your mom's legacy so much.
Thank you so much for
So
that, yes.
that is very important to this community, and I congratulate you for being
I'm
chosen
honored.
as a small business
I'm
of
very
the year.
honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you so much.
Okay. We've seen some delightful people during these interviews, and I just want to say thank you very much for watching this video. And I hope that so many of you in the community will come to the awards banquet. The date again is Saturday, January 25th. It is at 6:30 at the Boys and Girls Club in Carpinteria. And we just want to invite you to come and celebrate volunteerism, which is what the focus is this year. And this is Pat Kistler again for the Carpinteria Valley Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much.